That's cool. I'm down for that.
All right, first question. What's your favorite color?
Purple. And I hesitated on that for a second because like a million colors come to mind when someone asks me that question. But purple is definitely my favorite color.
Why is purple your favorite color?
I don't know. I've liked it ever since a little kid. And I kind of had to keep it hidden as a little kid, you know. The only thing is, when I grew up in the 80s and I had like Dayglow like bandana was like a tiger stripe and it was like Dayglow purple and I got away with that.
Do you or your family have any unique words that you've never heard anyone else say?
One of them, I don't even know if I should say it because I can get in trouble. Maybe I might get in trouble, but they would say maniok. It's like it's kind of like an old Italian cuss word maybe or something. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of like saying fuck. Actually, yeah. I don't even know, honestly. If you were to ask me, you stand me next to somebody, I think I'm like right before 6 foot, maybe a little bit under 6 foot. Like it depends on my shoes. I don't say if like 5'11", and then depending on if I turn into a werewolf that night or not, because like I'm a werewolf. I try to tell people this all the time. Like my nails grow and my hair grows during full moon. So when like I think that I grow a little taller like during those times. So I'm gonna say between like 5'11", 6 foot maybe. There it goes again, like the colors. I have a million heroes. Clive Barker, Dario Argento, Robert Englund. I have a million. I could go on and on and on. I'm just going to go ahead and say every horror movie director, producer, writer, all genres, anybody making fucking horror films, anybody that's taking the time to... I'm just freaking out right now because you asked me that question. That's all I got to say. I suck at jokes. I couldn't tell. Well, like, let me think. If I were really hard to think about a joke, oh my god, I'm the worst joke teller. That's a joke right there. There you go. Put that in there. I've always been that guy, like, to not get the joke. You tell me a joke, and someone's like telling a joke around some dudes. Next thing you know, I'm like, huh? Like, what was that about? And to this day, like, stuff that was like, someone said a joke when I was like 10. I still don't know what it means. I don't know what the fuck.
Alright, I'm going to do some rapid fires real quick.
Okay, let's do this.
Alright, what's your favorite food?
Anything seafood.
What's your least favorite food?
Anything like meaty, with meat in it.
What's your favorite beverage?
My favorite beverage, that's really weird because I go to the drink store, I hate stuff. Mainly water. Water's my favorite.
What's your least favorite beverage?
Oh, coconut water. My favorite smell in the whole wide world is the smell of candy. Like, I can sniff out candy anywhere. Like, I've probably got some candy in here somewhere, probably. But yeah, candy is my favorite smell. I don't like numbers that start with 4. Or, I'll say, like, when I start, like, counting, say I'm counting some shit, I get up into, like, the 900s, I start freaking out. I don't like 900s. 900s just go fuck themselves. I don't know if you're going to understand where that comes from, but yeah, I'm a counter. I count everything. As a matter of fact, while I've been sitting here doing this interview, I've counted, like, all your shit. If you notice, I look around, that's, like, what I'm doing. I'm counting. It's obsessiveness. I've controlled it, though. I don't need no fucking drugs or nothing like that. You know, I don't need to go to the doctor. Give me some shit to help me cope with life. I'm 38 years old. I've never smoked a cigarette in my fucking life. I have no idea what it's like to go to the doctor and get some drugs to help me cope with counting shit. So
What advice would you give someone with a broken heart?
Just pick yourself up and dust yourself off and just keep on going because it's gonna happen. And hearts are meant to be broken. There's nothing we can do about it.
What's your favorite song?
Oh, there's a band called Far West, and I think that's what they're called. And it's called Never Been Any Reason. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
It's like, never been any reason. It's like it's an old song from the 70s, actually like 74. I was born in 75. So around that era, I'm going to say like that or Goodbye Yellow Brick Road from Elton John.
If you could go back in time and see your younger self, what advice would you bestow to them?
Don't change a fucking thing. I wouldn't give him any advice. I'd be like, I would just leave me the fuck alone. Because I'm glad of who I am and what I am doing today. I don't give a shit. Like, there's a couple things I would like to say, but no, I wouldn't change anything. Like, I would just like, I wouldn't give advice. I would maybe just like say, ooh, the Broncos are gonna win the Super Bowl in '96. You know, something like that. You know, but nah, I wouldn't give any advice. Passionate. That's it. Like, passion. That's me.
What's the saddest story you've ever lived or heard?
Oh man, that's easy. My little brother, he passed away when he was 15 back in 2008. We were tight, he was like a little me, and 17 years apart was kind of weird, but he had issues, he had problems, and he took his own life. It was the most devastating thing that's probably ever happened to me or my family, because like my mom and him are pretty much like my family. A lot of my family have passed on and stuff, and there's not, my family's all separated, and losing my brother was probably like the worst thing and the saddest thing that's ever happened to me, because he was 15 years old and he loved life, and it was all because of like the stupid government like prescription pill kind of thing that they push on everybody. And basically having to see my mom go through that, and like him being like my mom's only light in her life, because my mom had a lot of problems. So seeing her in the last 5 years go through that is probably like the saddest thing that I've had to deal with. And I've dealt with a lot of things like sadness and stuff and loss in my life, but that is definitely, losing my brother isn't the most sad. Definitely. The happiest moment for my life ever was when I went to Camp Hack and Slash, Alamo Drafthouse Cinema in Austin back in 2003. Did a special world premiere of Freddy vs. Jason, and they rented this camp way out in the middle of nowhere, like by Lake Travis, and it was like $40, and they gave you like knee-high tube socks, you wore short shorts, they gave you a camp shirt that said Camp Hack and Slash. There was kegs all day, there was kegs everywhere, like everywhere I went there was a keg. There was like playing slosh ball, like kickball, was a keg on second base. And then they fed us barbecue, and then they did a bunch of like cool shit, and then they showed the movie before anybody else. And my heroes were there, like some more of my heroes. Robert Englund, Ken Kirstinger, the guy who played Freddy and Jason. Sean Cunningham, the guy who created the Friday the 13th series, was there, and that just blew my brains out. Like, I almost started crying. And Ronnie Yu was there. He directed the movie. And I was just freaking out because they came out after the movie, and I had my Freddy Krueger toy, my Freddy Krueger glove, and I was shaking, and I was like, oh my god, there's Robert Englund, and I was like freaking the fuck out. And I was like, oh my god, Freddy Krueger's right there. And that has, seriously, my friends were like, dude. And then they showed horror movies all night long, and you camped the night, and you woke up in the morning, and they gave you breakfast. It was amazing. Happiest fucking day of my life. And I think that moment when I saw Robert Englund, and I had like my Freddy Krueger glove, and he looked at me, and I was like, ah! Like that. I think that's the happiest fucking moment of my life. That and my daughter being born, probably. So.
I love that you qualify it like that. You're like that. Oh yes.
And
then
my daughter.
I also created life.
Yes, I created life. Yes.
Sounds good. I got all the pieces I need. So
yeah,
I'm
right on.
Thanks a lot for doing this.
And I appreciate you. This is awesome.
No worries. Thank you.